Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Today, we're going to talk about courage. I'm just returning from a trip with the 30 of the top coaches from around the world. We had a live event in Canada, Vancouver Island in Victoria. Beautiful weather. And I'm back, and I wanted to share one of my insights, or at least some of my insights from my time there. The first, I felt really good about being rooted. I'm realizing that for me, because I have a challenge overthinking things. I get into my head and I begin to spiral and I don't get things done because I'm in my head thinking about it. And that's a danger for me when I get into my head is I stop being in action. I felt really good about being when I am rooted, when I'm present, when I'm here, when I'm in my body, that takes me out of my head. As a matter of fact, something I tried on while I was there was when I would speak, I would put my hand on my heart. And something happened. I felt more grounded and more rooted. And it was like I felt more powerful to speak about whatever the thing was that I was going to speak about. And I was talking to another coach, and he said, "Oh, Shermain," he said, "that's your bridge." He said, "That's your bridge. When you put your hand on your heart, you're bridging your mind and your body." And he said, "After you bridge it, you can remove your hand. That's why you can remove your hand and still stay in that energy." And so I'm really happy that I really was open to receiving that, open to leaning into that, open to being in my body. You see, for us overthinkers, the key to us overthinking less is being in our body more, getting out of our heads and into our bodies. And so that felt really good for me this weekend. I just completed a community call. For those of you that don't know, I have a community, I host a community call with um, with my community. On any email I send out, towards the bottom, there's an invitation to join our community calls. And today's on today's call, I read a poem, and I'm going to read it to you now. The title is "Courage is the Conduit." Everything you want in life is waiting for you on the other side of your courage. Courage is the conduit to success and freedom. The courage to commit to creating what your heart's been longing for. The courage to stand, to take a stand for something you deeply believe in. The courage to say no because you have a bigger yes that moves you. The courage to be what you believe. The courage to be uncomfortable. The courage to risk not being liked. The courage to use your voice and own your mission. The courage to be on purpose. The courage to love yourself. The courage to live your truth. The courage to amplify your impact. Stop playing small. Play bigger. Go for it. Go all in. Be courageous. Everything you want in life is waiting for you on the other side of your courage. Courage is the conduit to success and freedom. What comes up for you after you hear that? What insights do you have? What did your mind latch in or latch onto? What did you notice? On the community call, we spoke about playing bigger. And the first question I asked the group was, where in your life or business do you want to play bigger? And for me, I brought in, I want to intentionally, I want to play bigger with my focus. I want to intentionally focus on things instead of allowing myself to become distracted. I want to play bigger by celebrating the actions taken instead of being tied to the end result. You see, I found that when I'm tied to the end result, it keeps me from being in action. I want to play bigger in my belief in myself. To be able to stand on my mission of helping leaders be more courageous, knowing that when leaders are more courageous, that's where the impact happens. They impact their teams, they impact their families. Instead of allowing those dissenting voices to come in, those what ifs. The second question I posed was, what's in the way? What's getting in the way of you playing bigger? Feel free to answer these at home. What's in your way? How are you in your way? And the third question is, what needs to shift? What needs to shift in you? How do you need to start thinking differently? How do you need to show up differently? What is it you need to start modeling now that you haven't been? What I truly believe is that courage is the conduit to everything you want in your life. Everything. And that's what I'm going to stand for, helping you be inspired and encouraged to lean into your own courage, to have that courageous conversation, the one that you've been avoiding because you're afraid, because it's risky. The courage to go after something that you want, that your heart really desires, but you're scared, you're worried. The courage to be happy, to love yourself, to love all parts of yourself, to cut away parts of your life that are not fulfilling, to limit your time in those spaces and places and around those people who zap you of energy. Courage is the conduit to your success and freedom. I appreciate you listening. And if there's anyone you know that would get value from listening to this show, that we get value from being more courageous, leaning into their own courage, that we get value from being able to have more conversations that are uncomfortable. I would love it if you would tell them about this show. Tell them about Courage to Impact. I really appreciate it. I'm Shermain, and I want to thank you for being here today. Make it a great week. We'll talk to you later.